My name is Geraldine. Today we are going to be doing a tutorial on how to use bondage using our triple bondage method. We're also going to show you how to use the Lashicurl for heat fusing. So we're going to do some advanced techniques today. If you are brand new, don't you worry, you can come hang out with us as well. But if you've been using Lashify for a little while and you're wondering about our other products, maybe other methods to try, stick around. I'm going to give you some great tips and tricks. Feel free to ask questions along the way. I will answer your questions. Lashify Danny is going to be in the comments as well to help get questions answered. We are simulcasting to Facebook and YouTube. I am on the website lashify.com, so come say hello. I'll be able to see your comments on the website. If you're in Facebook or YouTube, also say hello. Lashify Danny will get your comments and funnel them up for me, okay? Amazing. You guys, so we sent out an email today highlighting our drama Gossamers. These are my favorite style. They give you this beautiful sort of bold mascara look. I came from wearing mascara daily before finding Lashify, and this gives me like next level, like several coats of mascara, but without the fuss of clumping and raccoon eyes, right? So we're gonna do this fun map today. I did C10 for the inner corner just because it's a little bit softer. It's nice for the inner corner because the spine is really nice and thin. It really blends. You have thick fibers on the D's, and naturally for most of us the inner corner lashes are a little bit more fine, right? So the lashes were all designed to be worn, mixed and matched, and used together. So that little C10 with the D's gives a nice transition. So C10, D12, D14, and then two D16s for kind of a fun little wing. We're gonna do this today, all right? So I've already prepped my lashes. I use pre-cleanse on a spoolie. I clean my lashes. I wanna always make sure that my lashes are clean and dry. Before I start my Lashify application, we're using flexible bonds that do not harden, right? It's very different from lash extension glue. It's very different from any glue that you get at the drugstore. So we want to make sure we're prepping correctly, all right? So clean, dry lashes. And we're also going to use Bondage. This is a different bond than what you get in your control kit. Your control kit is going to come with Whisper Light. Bondage is a little bit of a stronger bond. Not everyone needs it, but Sahara decided she wanted something for people with extreme oily lids or extremely watery eyes or extreme humidity. So Bondage comes into the mix. You can use this by itself. You can combine it with Whisper Light, which is usually what I do if I'm gonna use Bondage. But I'm gonna show you the triple bondage method. Bondage has Charcoflex in it. This is gonna help pull out excess moisture, kind of a wicking effect. So if you have all those things, if you have oily lids or watery eyes, or you live in a humid climate, this is gonna be great for you to use. You're gonna experiment with it. You're gonna work with it a little bit differently than how you work with Whisper Light. You're gonna move a little bit faster. So this is designed to be used for more experienced users. If you're new, it's okay, like don't worry about it. Why do we say that? Why do we say it's for experienced users? You have less working time with Bondage, so it's better if you're familiar with the system, how things work, and making sure that you have good placement, because you'll have less time to move things around because it does dry down just a little bit faster. A little bit of Bondage goes a very long way, so I would say use an even lighter hand than when you're using Whisper Light. So I'm kind of turning, I use the tip of the applicator. You can use the side of the applicator if you like. For my eye shape, I like using the tip. It gives me some precision. It ensures that I'm applying a light layer of bond and nothing's clumping, right? So try it, see how you like to work with this. You can bend the tip as well if you need a different angle, but you're always going to use a very small amount, and we're gonna build up our cushion of bond per usual, okay? So a light hand and maybe like 10, 15 seconds, maybe 20 seconds if your bond is newer. before it gets tacky, and then you want to start going. All right, so you're just going to want to move a little bit faster with Bondage. If you're using Bondage for the very first time, you can apply your bond in sections. I would say that's a great way to start incorporating Bondage into the mix, because it does behave a little bit differently from Whisper Light. I need your playlist. So this is a Spotify playlist. It's called The Cookout, and it's amazing. It's all the best jams, feel-good jams. It's like one of my go-tos. If I can't find something that's hitting the spot, usually the Cookout playlist is it. All right, so let's check for tackiness. She's tacky and no transfer, so that is great. We're gonna add a second layer. We're doing triple bondage, right? So we're gonna do 2 layers. We're moving on to second layer of bondage, coming in, and this time, so I went like about halfway up my natural lashes with that first layer. This time, I'm really just gonna concentrate kind of at the base where I'm building up that cushion of bond. Really don't need too much. I can always add more as we go. Tiny, tiny bit across. You want product on there, but not just so much that your lashes start clumping, right? If they do start clumping, have a little spoolie on hand, a clean spoolie, so you can quickly pick up that excess bond. You will need to move a little bit faster, obviously, but not to worry, it's still gonna be nice and flexible for you. So a few puffs here with the blow tool. I can already feel them kind of sticking. So funny, they're still dancing. That is good. I'm gonna see, let's see how fast that gets to, oh wow, it's tacky. There's a little bit of transfer, so I'm still gonna wait, but I mean, obviously it's like, it's gonna start drying down much faster. It's almost ready to go. Let's give it a few more puffs. I'm already ready with my C10. I usually start on that inner corner. You can start wherever you like, inner, outer, center, but we're gonna just jump into that inner corner. Let's do our tacky test. Tacky and no transfer. And here we go. We're gonna look down into that mirror. Coming in, so we apply after 2 layers of bondage in the triple bondage method. The third layer is actually gonna act like a sealer. So I'll show you what that looks like when we're done applying. Look at that, beautiful Velcro stick. For this inner corner, I'm actually gonna add another, just like a dot of bond, because I wanna overlap slightly with my next Gossamer. So same thing, you could use Whisper Light here if you wanted to. You can use Bondage. One might work better than the other for you. Try it and you'll find what you like. So that C is like really nice and fine. I like that. But then we're gonna move to the D's. Really great, thicker fiber. Think of it like if you started with B's, the bold Gossamer lashes. These are like almost like doubled up B's. So like a bold mascara look, right? B for bold is like your light mascara look, like a single coat. And then D is like if you did 2 or 3 layers of mascara. So this is why I love them, because that's how I used to wear my mascara. But like I said, no clumping, no raccoon eyes. And then let's come in. I'm gonna overlap slightly with this one. I don't think I need to overlap the rest of the way. But again, depending on your eye shape, how your eye holds the Gossamer lashes, you do what you like. Okay, see how I'm getting this stick? Okay, I'm gonna put my Wandums on. So Bondage is quite a bit stronger than Whisper Light, so put the Wandums on if you're nervous about the stickiness, or just move super duper slow. See how much easier that was? I'm gonna fuse as I go, using the tips of the wand that gives me that nice little micro fuse, that little spot fuse. Okay, so that's a D12. We're gonna bump it up to a D14. You guys, I love the Ds. I'm going right next door. I'm not overlapping this one. You can also kind of spread the fibers on the Ds, which I like. It kind of, you know, covers a little bit more surface area. You could use them as they come out of the cartridge. They sit a little bit more narrow, or you can fan them out, like I was saying. how we fan them out is you just kind of hold it and then pull the fibers. You're kind of protecting the base because, you know, the base is a little sturdy, but there is a breaking point. So you don't want them to break. You just want to fan them out enough so that they spread out, and then grab by the tip so that it holds its fanned out shape, and then apply. And that way, you know, the fibers kind of sit a little bit apart. Velcro catch, applying underneath the natural lashes 1 to 2 millimeters up. We still keep that nice little gap. I am gonna fuse as I go, just so that I don't wiggle. Beautiful. I'm really concentrating that fuse all the way down along the spines. That grip is so good, right? So good. And then I'm gonna go ahead and spread the fibers again on this last D16. That was a D16. I'm going for a little wing. Love this. If you don't have as much lid space as I do, that's fine. And you like this look, bump the sizes down, right? Bump those sizes down. Everybody's eyes are completely different. Whatever you like. And if you don't like it, you can always remove it and put it back on, or try something else on there, right? Beautiful. Oh my gosh, she is a wing. She is a wing. Look at that. Let's fuse her. This is like my initial fusing, because I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna check it out. Do I love it? I do love it. I do love it. Let's pinch these fibers together. Kind of want those to blend a little bit. Oh yes. Oh yes, this lash map is fire. The D's, you guys, don't sleep on the D's. They are really fun. They're a unique style. They feel a little bit different if you're used to like the A's and the C's, even the B's. It's this really nice bold mascara look, but it really does it. They're super impactful. Thank you. Amazing. Okay, so let's do a real fuse, okay? We got that nice Velcro catch. We left out some little hairs out here on the outer corner. We left out some hairs on the inner corner. It's comfortable. I can't feel them. My placement feels good. I'm gonna fuse. I'm gonna keep the Wandums on because I have a feeling this is still really sticky. Let's see. Oh, not too bad, not too bad. That means I bonded really well. I waited enough time for it to get tacky. That's a little bit tacky right there. Again, just move a little bit slower if you're gonna go without the Wandums on. I'm doing this nice reverse fuse. Oh, she's tacky right there. Okay, that feels good to me. And then I'm gonna do some full fusing. Coming in. Give it a nice fuse. I don't need so much of a Lashify lift on that side. Maybe on the other side, that's usually how it goes for me. Our eyes are a little bit different, right? So maybe you'll fuse a little bit differently on each eye to get them to sit how you like. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love this look. Haven't worn a wing like this in a while. So pretty. I can wear makeup if I want to. I have all that lid space to play. I don't have to hide a band. I got my good placement. Amazing. Oh gosh, those bold fibers just do it. They just do it for me, especially when you're feeling just like a little bit extra. You just want like a hint of drama. Look at that lash cleavage. She is so good. You guys, if you haven't tried the D's, go try the D's. A little bit of a different experience, but man, they are so good. Right? I mean, hello. They are beautiful. And then they're great. I honestly think you can pair the D's with any other style and they're magical. They're magical. I love mixing them with A's. I love mixing them with C's. It just does something because they have these thicker fibers. I love pairing them with thinner fibers because you get this really beautiful hybrid look. And it really does something different to your lash look. Try it, try it. Okay, we're not done yet. So we've done 2 layers of our triple bondage method, right? We got 1 more to go, but this is sort of an optional step, but I said we were gonna look at using the Lashicurl to heat fuse. So this is an optional step, but another little tip for you to try. A lot of people love using the Lashicurl. It's a heated lash curler. It has a silicone tip, a nice cover to protect your eyes and your skin. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the high setting. You can use it on the middle and high setting for doing heat fusing or for manipulating the curl on your Gossamers. So this is gonna take about 15 seconds to heat up. What is heat fusing? Heat fusing is a method that we use. We're gonna apply this heat that's coming from the, I think that came from my makeup, that little smudge. We're gonna use the heat that comes from the Lashicurl. We're gonna apply it along the base of our lash map. And basically when we do this, we kind of reactivate the bond. We kind of apply the heat to soften it up, and then we're gonna fuse. So it softens up so it becomes even more pliable. And then when we fuse, we're gonna fuse with a cold bare wand. And then that way it's going to kind of push that soft bond in between the fibers of my lashes and the Gossamer lashes. And then that way you're getting an even better, stronger hold, okay? So that is nice and warm. It does get warmer than a regular heated lash curler, but the silicone is here to protect you. So really nice, you won't burn yourself. So I'm applying heat, gentle heat along the base, maybe for like 10 seconds. I kind of move it around so I get all of my lash, all of that bond that's sitting along the roots of my lashes here. That feels pretty good. And then that softened up the bond. I'm gonna take a bare wand. I'm gonna come in with my full fuse. And then that way we are pushing all that bond in and reinforcing that hold. You can come in reverse fuse too. I can feel it. I can feel just like how much more secure those lashes are. This is an optional step, not necessary, but a lot of people do like this method. A lot of people have said that it helps to increase their longevity. I think this is helpful, particularly if you're moving a little bit slower, if you are someone who applies a little bit slower, because that bond has had time to kind of dry down. So this gives you another opportunity to get some working time in with that bond, right? Great tip, right? I know this Lashicurl really is such a great tool. This also feels really good. We had a discussion the other day. I posted a video of a Lashify Jill demonstrating this technique, and it feels really good. And I watched her play with the Lashicurl. She was sitting on the couch at the beach house, and she actually put herself to sleep. It was so soothing. Granted, we also had a very long work day. I think we had a shoot that day, and she was tired, but it was very soothing for her. It was quite amazing. It does feel very good. Amazing. That feels so secure to me. Let's do this other side. Just kind of fuse. My eye holds these Gossamers very differently. I want it to open a little bit more in the center. Beautiful. Okay, so that feels good. It is no longer even sticky because I applied just the right amount of bond. It is very easy to over bond with Bondage, so use a very light hand. Have a spoolie, a clean spoolie or a multiple clean spoolies on hand when you're working with Bondage, just so you can pick up the excess. You don't need a lot at all, right? She's so funny, right? Okay, giving this just a little bit of air using my blow, just to make sure, because we're gonna seal now. We're gonna seal and we're gonna use Bondage as a sealer. It is a bond, but we're gonna do something that's called recreating the seal. So this is nice and dry as much as possible. And now we're gonna add another layer of reinforcement. We're gonna use Bondage. I'm really trying to coat. You know what you can do? This is what I like to do. I kind of like to squeeze until I see Bondage kind of peeking through. Oh, there it is. And then I know I have product to coat. That's a lot, but we're gonna remove, but at least I know I've got product on there. I really wanted a little bit of product on the tip there. So now I'm gonna dot this along the base of my lashes. I'm applying bondage. I'm basically applying a layer, another layer of hold, another opportunity to give more hold to this lash look, really reinforcing. I need a tiny, tiny bit, right? All the way across. I really want to focus on those points between where the Gossamers meet. I think that's important because then they can stick to each other and also stick to your natural lashes. Nice little coat, not too much, but I am, you know, just kind of making sure I'm coating the entire area. And then I'm gonna fuse again. But we wanna make sure that this gets tacky before we fuse, because if we fuse when it's like really wet, you're just kind of sliding the product around, right? So go ahead and use your blow one more time. I think this method is great, right? These aren't going anywhere. This method is great for people who have very oily lids, very watery eyes, or if you're doing like water sports or you live in a humid climate. This bondage is stronger than Whisper Light. Not necessary for everyone, but I think if you're doing extreme things or if you have a particular eye chemistry, this can be very helpful for you. All right, coming in, maybe I'll go up top too. I wanna make sure this is nice and dry as much as possible. And then with my wandums on, I'm just gonna give it another fuse, kind of seal them in. Amazing, that feels good. Oh my gosh. I feel like there's even a little bit of a tightening effect as bondage dries down. Danny, do you feel the same with bondage? Like as it dries, it kind of, you can feel it like kind of doing that a little bit, just a tiny bit, and you know they're really secure when they're super dry, right? I feel like that's what happens. So this is it. We learned triple bondage. That was the third layer of bondage in triple bondage. And also that third step of applying bondage as a sealer is sort of optional, in which case it would become double bondage, okay? So double bondage, and then if you add a third as a sealer, that becomes triple bondage. Yep, so Danny agrees. Same thing, you can really feel the products working as you go if you're tuning into what's happening while you're working. It feels great, right? Again, this is just these are optional things for you to try. Different eye chemistry, different lifestyles. We have so many options for you to try. You could go a step further and do a layer of bondage, or not bondage, night bond if you wanted to. Some people use glass, some people use both after doing all of this, after it's all dry. So you're gonna find what works best for you. Keep playing, keep practicing. Join our Lashify Life Facebook group. It's a group that's growing. We have over 111,000 members in there. The Lashify education team and staff is in there chatting away all the time, tips and tricks galore, lash map ideas, whatever you want. It's so much fun. There's literally a bonding method for everyone and for every occasion and every lifestyle. I mean, I use different bonding methods for different things. 2 layers of Black Whisper Light is my go-to for most things. I might add Night Bond if I want a little bit more hold. I might use the Stoner method or the Lockdown method for increased longevity. And then I might incorporate bondage like we did today for water sports or extreme heat here in Las Vegas, right? So many different ways to use Lashify. Whatever you need, we'll figure it out for you, and I'm sure you will figure it out as well. All right, guys, we are doing tutorials like this pretty much every day here on the website, Facebook, YouTube. We're gonna start going live again on Instagram, Lashify Life, that Facebook group. Come join us, really, it's so much fun. TikTok, we're going live on TikTok, and we're answering all your questions all day, every day. Amazing. All right, everyone, thank you for joining me. Have a great weekend. I will see you next week.